The Dogon are an ethnic group inhabiting the central plateau region of Mali, West Africa, south of the Niger Bend, around Bandiagara and in Burkina Faso. With a population of between 400 and 800,000 people, they speak the Dogon languages, considered to constitute an independent branch of the Niger-Congolese language family. They are known for their religious traditions, masked dances, wooden sculptures, and their architecture. The last century has been marked by significant changes in their social organization, material culture, and beliefs, partially due to the fact that the region inhabited by these people is one of the biggest tourist attractions in Mali. My name is Francisca, and welcome to the Myths and Curiosities channel. Already leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any notifications. Among the Dogon, the starting point of creation is the star revolving around Sirius. The Dogon believe it to be the smallest and heaviest of all stars, containing the germs of all things. Her movement around Sirius and herself sustains creation in space. Just as in the vegetable world a single seed is divided into 7 others, so on the plane of the universe, 7 others come from the first star. But from the time that human beings became self-aware and capable of intentional action, the course of creation unfolded less simply. The events of humanity's creation took place within an egg, a world situated in infinite space and containing the model of creation Namo, the Son of God, Amma. This egg was divided into 2 equal placentas, each containing a pair of Namo twins, direct emanations from God and prefigurations of man. Like all other creatures, those 2 sets of twins were endowed with 2 opposite-sex spiritual principles. Each of them was in itself a pair. In one of the placentas, the male twin did not wait for the usual period of gestation indicated by Amma, emerging prematurely from the egg. What's more, he ripped out a piece of her placenta, which became Earth. This being, Urugu, intended to make a world just for him, based on the first, but surpassing it. This irregular procedure, at first, disrupted the order of creation established by Amma. Thus, the earth was provided with a male soul only, since the being that made it was imperfect. From such imperfection came the notion of impurity. Earth and Urugu were, from the beginning, lonely and impure. Urugu, realizing that this situation would prevent him from completing his work on Earth, returned to heaven in order to seek out his remaining soulmate in the other part of the egg. Urugu could not retrieve it, being from that moment on in a perpetual and futile search. Returning to Earth, simple, incomplete beings began to appear, fruits of incest. He himself bred in his own placenta, with his mother. Seeing this, Amma decided to send the Namos from the other half of the egg to Earth, constituting a new immaculate land. The 4 male ancestors were called Amma Seru, Lib Seru, Binu Seru, and Dianga Seru. Their descendants coincided with the emergence of light on Earth, which until then had been in darkness. The water, in the form of rain, purified and fertilized the soil, in which the 8 seeds that the mythical ancestors had brought with them sprouted. Human beings, animals, and plants immediately appeared. The Dogons are believed to be a tribe of Egyptian descent. After their exodus from Libya many centuries ago, they settled in Mali, West Africa, taking with them astronomical traditions, which date back to pre-dynastic Egypt, before 3200 BC. The so-called Dogon land is a geographic area located northwest of Jen, with the main attraction pole of the Bandiagara cliff, inhabited in remote times by tribes belonging to the mysterious Telem culture, now extinct, and resumed in the occupation of the territory by the remote and animistic Dogon culture. Attributed to defensive strategic reasons, an exceptional group of dwellings and barns built with clay on the local rock were inserted in such inaccessible land, where the ancient ruins are still visible. As if the complexity of the myths and their detailed rituals were not enough, the Dogon architecture shows us that, on the cliff, everything belongs to the universe of its symbols, myths, and legends. And, therefore, it does not escape these precepts. In this sense, each Dogon village is built as if it represents the human body. The head is the home of the Dogon, religious chief and oldest member of the tribe. The Dogon lives in seclusion. Only a girl who has not yet reached puberty can approach him to bring her water and food, being responsible for the altar of Lib, the mythical progenitor of the Dogon, resurrected in the form of a serpent. The Dogon receives the wisdom of the sacred serpent, settling controversies over religious ceremonies on occasions. of drought severity, diseases, among other difficulties. The heart is the Toguna. This genuine house of the word is a shelter from the weather. It is formed by 8 carved wooden pillars, which represent the 8 mystical progenitors of the Dogon, created by and God of the universe. The ceiling does not reach a height of 1 meter, being thought and constructed so that its members, during a controversy, do not jump up in a rush during the discussion, withdrawing from the room. The hands are represented by the house, where women are secluded during the menstrual cycle. Veins and arteries are represented by the jinnas, known as the dwellings extended by groups, within a framework of patriarchal lineage. The fences of these dwellings are also structured as a representation of the members of the human body. Your breathing area is equivalent to the bust, your circular kitchen, to the forehead. Built to store grain, the various rectangular units with a flat roof and others of a cylindrical shape with a pointed roof represent, in short, the genitals. About Namo, we don't know exactly how this figure can be placed in the various events that characterize the growth of the Dogon culture, but it is not that difficult to identify other very similar creatures in different cultures, not only geographically distant, but also in relation to various historical moments. The same type of creature is present in a Mesopotamian history written during the 3rd century BC by Father Berossus. His name was Oannes, his body was similar to that of a fish, he lived only in water, and he had feet similar to those of man. In any case, this ancient, almost primordial figure occupies a prominent place in all African cultures, not infrequently, for example, in the innermost areas of Africa. People belonging to monotheistic religions turn to the priests of the various villages because in situations of extreme difficulty they invoke the help of the Namo. Finally, let's not forget the fish god Dagon of the Philistines, and the same fish symbol that the early Christians used to represent their deity. Whoever or whatever it was, the Namo continues to cast its shadow across African territory, perhaps as a messenger waiting to reveal ancient truths to those who have the courage and predisposition to listen. Hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me here in the comments your name and what city you are from, so I know how far our videos are reaching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, take the opportunity now to give the channel a go and help us bring you good daily content. See you in the next video.